We return here for the beginning of our Top Rank Boxing show, and as always, we want to inform you of the rules of the state of New Jersey. Who better do that than Dave Bontempo?
Okay, Al, the 3 knockdown rule is in effect, as is the standing 8 count, which would count as one of those knockdowns. 3 knockdowns in any round ends the fight. The physician can stop the fight at any time. The 3 judges score the fight. The referee does not figure into it. 10-point must scoring system counts, and the bell cannot save a boxer in any round.
All right, our first bout features Bruce Seldon and Jerry Jones, a couple of heavyweights you've seen before. And Seldon, according to many, is quite the prospect.
Bruce Seldon unloads many offensive weapons quickly. The Atlantic City heavyweight has displayed tremendous speed and power in his young career. In one of his tougher outings, Seldon outmuscled the game Mike Robinson, but his abilities were simply too much. Seldon set a similar tone against Jesse McGee. This early attack set up a Seldon showcase for 4 rounds. The biggest question now about Seldon is, what happens in a distance fight? Will he still be able to celebrate? Jerry Jones hopes he can provide a clue. Jones recently went 8 strong rounds in a losing effort to Ray Mercer. That came after this significant performance against Michael Bent. Jones dismantled Bent surprisingly easy. It was a win that elevated his level of competition. Tonight, he looks for another raise. He needs a big presentation.
And how will he do it? Dave, the die-hard keys to victory.
Well, for Jones, he wants this fight to go late, and he has to counter the speed of Seldon. For Seldon, the jab has been a whip-like weapon for him, and he wants to apply that early pressure, which has led to his early knockouts.
Okay, we'll see who can make those keys work for him. Michael Buffer in the center of the ring for our introductions. Let's go to Michael now.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Showboat Hotel Casino here on the boardwalk in Atlantic City, New Jersey, where tonight Top Rank Incorporated and the undefeated king of beers, Budweiser, presents professional boxing for your entertainment. These bouts are sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board, Boxing Commissioner Larry Hazard Sr., Deputy Commissioners Lawrence Wallace and R. Yogi Hiltner, and the chairman is Jerry Gormley. The 3 judges for tonight's bout, Frank J. Cairo, Gene Williams, and Jimmy Condon. Chief physician at ringside, Dr. Frank B. Doggett. Also in attendance, Dr. Dominic Coletta and Dr. Paul Williams. The timekeeper is Roosevelt Gilbert, and the alternating referee will be counting for the knockdown seconds. And now let's get things started with 8 rounds in the heavyweight division. The referee for this bout is Arthur Mercanti. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black trunks and weighing in at an even 214 pounds. He's from District Heights, Maryland. As a professional, 7 victories, 5 by KO against only 2 defeats. Introducing Jerry Lee Jones. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the white trunks with black and red trim. He weighs an even 225 pounds from right here in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Undefeated as a professional with 10 consecutive victories, 9 by KO. Ladies and gentlemen, the Atlantic City Express, Bruce Seldon.
You both know the rules of the Jersey Athletic Commission. You obey these rules, I'll enforce them. Shake hands now. Good luck to both of you.
There's Bruce Seldon. Lots of local support for him, of course, from Atlantic City, and he's a big puncher. And over on the other side, a man, Jerry Jones, who, as we'll chronicle, maybe the ultimate spoiler, did so against Michael Bent and very nearly did so against Ray Mercer, and certainly helped bring Ray Mercer down a notch in terms of some people's esteem of him. We're into round 1, and watch these early rounds, Dave. Seldon likes to come out quick.
And the jab especially has been something that has really been poetic for him, even though the right hand lands big there.
Seldon already, as we said, showing you that power that he has. Now, Ray Mercer, when Jones fought him in the decision he lost, had thrown Jones in all kinds of trouble early, but Jerry was able to withstand that.
And I think Jerry Jones did Ray Mercer a favor that night, because bigger fights were coming up for Ray Mercer, and he kind of educated his camp that he wasn't ready for it yet.
That may be a good point. Now there, Jerry Jones got nailed, but look, he countered well against Bruce Seldon.
He went to his southpaw style, and hey, he's used to these up-and-coming fighters with the reputation.
And let me tell you something. Jerry Jones has already hit Bruce Seldon with 3 pretty good shots. That's more than I've seen Seldon hit with in the last 3 fights. And you know what's fascinating? Look at they both switched to southpaw here.
Adjustment, counter adjustments. Seldon has been doing that in recent fights. He wants to develop his stability from the right side.
We're in round 1. It is scheduled for 8. It is the first 8 rounder that Seldon has ever fought in. Big right hand. Don't be fooled, though. I don't think that hurt Jones as much as you might think.
Well, Seldon agrees with that. He didn't go right in for the kill.
Good point. I think Jones is trying to lure him in, trying to sucker the youngster, and to his credit, Seldon didn't go for it. Jerry Jones is a tricky customer.
And you see with the height, Seldon hasn't fought many fighters of this variety who can throw a jab in his face to counter his own and who can get off first and make him counter more.
Here in the first round, Jones has actually been more active than I would have thought, Dave, because the theory is he wants to make this go longer and test Seldon's ability to go a long way.
And I think the way he's attacked that is to get off first with his jab and keep Seldon out of range with that.
Seldon goes to the body with a good left hook. So the youngster, Bruce Seldon, undefeated, and the journeyman at 29 years of age, Jerry Jones, making for an intriguing heavyweight matchup here. The right hook. Seldon is not bad as the southpaw.
He's got good speed from either side, and they've really been working on that in the gym with him to try to make him versatile.
So round 1 comes to a close, and if Bruce Seldon thought he was going to get Jerry Jones out early, it hasn't happened yet. Stick around.
Was this a mirage? Looked like a big combination for Seldon and just fell short as Jones had the presence of mind to lean back from the right hand.
A good indication of the trickiness of Jerry Jones. We head into round 2. Bruce Seldon in the white, Jerry Jones in the dark. Seldon undefeated at 10-0, 9 of those coming by KO. And Jerry Jones 7-2, 5 by KO. And there you see the punch profile numbers.
Some good defense by Seldon as he got shots in, and Jones threw some shots just to keep Seldon off.
So round 1 would appear to have gone to Bruce Seldon. We want to wish our colleague Barry Tompkins, who is having a well-deserved vacation after a long basketball season, and of course the boxing. He's on the beach in Hawaii enjoying a little bit of R&R.
Well, what a tough life.
Actually, I don't know if I want to wish him well. He's out there enjoying himself while we're here doing the boxing. No, he deserves it. He's had a long basketball season, and he'll come back rested and as glib as ever.
I'd like to be the statistician who adds up his airplane miles.
Yeah, I think Barry owns 4 airlines from his frequent flyer miles.
They all call him before they announce their projected incomes.
We're into round 2 here of this heavyweight encounter, and so far Jerry Jones keeping Bruce Seldon on the end of his punches a little better in the second round.
He's making Seldon think more before he gets inside. Gives him more to react to. A taller fighter.
Left hook by Seldon. He is now not known as a left hook artist, I don't think, Dave, as much as maybe the right hand, but he is trying to crank that up as a righty and as a southpaw.
He learns well what he's taught, and he's trying to develop that left hand from the squared up stance. And it will be interesting to see what weapons Seldon goes to tonight, because the jab so far has not been to him what it has been in other fights.
We mentioned the fight with Mercer. That was back in November of 14th. Jerry Jones going 8 with Mercer, taking a pounding, but also getting his own shots late in the fight. To show you the good hook there by Seldon. Show you the difference. Seldon's last fight in February was a first-round knockout. Before that, he knocked out Lorenzo Kennedy in 2. So he's not accustomed to going a long way. Good right hand downstairs by Jerry Jones. So in round 2, the pace of this fight, one that Jones feels comfortable with, I think. We'll see what it does to Bruce Seldon. We'll be back.
Watch Jones just avoid what could have been a devastating impact here. He reacts and gets the glove up just in time.
And we head into round 3. A good example there of Jerry Jones' defense, which has been pretty darn good in this fight so far. And Jones switches to the south, and every time he switches to the southpaw stance, so does Seldon. Ooh, well, even though Jones is blocking some are getting through. Seldon is landing his share.
And look at the defense of Seldon there. That's 2 rounds where he held the percentage way down.
So both men blocking punches well. Well, Seldon are landing at a better clip than Jones is. Left hook not quite there. Now the jab is something they really want from Seldon. You can hear Carmen Graziano in his corner yelling for that punch, Dave.
And Seldon didn't really respond in the first 2 rounds with it. A lot of his offense is geared off of that jab, and it puts him in better punching range. It's not always easy to jab to a taller man.
It isn't easy at all. There's your scoring for the first 2 rounds. And then not too much doubt, really, Seldon was the sharper puncher in those 2. We're in round 3. It is scheduled for 8, our first match of the evening. Remember, later on tonight, you'll get to see former light heavyweight champ Bobby Ches taking on Uriah Grant. One of the strategies in Seldon fighting Jerry Jones, obviously, is to compare him to Merciless Ray Mercer, the heavyweight champion from the Olympics, who is marching along, they feel, toward perhaps a heavyweight title. And by the way, at this point, we might mention that Ray Mercer suffered an injury in that last bout that he had against Camilo Odom on our air, hurt his right arm, and is just now getting back into sparring. And so that hampered his performance a little bit against Odom. We didn't know, of course, during the fight, but later it was revealed.
And comparison's such a big part of this game. Seldon stopped Lorenzo Kennedy, who's gone a distance fight with Mercer, and they want to do it with this one, too. But even beyond that, he's got to extend beyond what he has so far. Good left hook there. He wants some fights to go distance.
Good short punch by Seldon. Jerry Jones, in talking to him today, it was almost really a sad commentary on the fact that not every boxer can train full-time and develop themselves in the sport as they'd like. He works, he delivers seafood by day, trains at night, and Jerry said, you know, I just don't get myself in the kind of shape I need to be in to face these big, tough heavyweights. Well, he's done his best for this fight, and his conditioning will become important as we head into these later rounds. We head into round 4, a couple of heavyweights. Jerry Jones in the black trunks, and in the white it is Bruce Seldon. They call him the Atlantic City Express, and he's been whizzing along to a 10-0 record, 9 by KO. Jones is 7-2. And so far it's been primarily Seldon, but not as dominating as one might have thought. And he is going after Jerry Jones right now. Maybe he has said to himself, I'm going to try and look for that knockout right here. What will this net him? Can Jones weather the storm, and will Seldon punch himself out, at least for this round?
And he'll be warned here for the push-off. He shoved Jones off, almost as if he's frustrated that Jones is still there.
Boy, look at that.
And that's definitely not the numbers that Seldon's people wanted. He's had the percentage edge, but he's thrown close to 100 jabs in some rounds in some other fights.
It's true, but he's outlanding the taller man in jabs, so they can't be too unhappy about that. Jones has never got, I mean, Jones is landing 12 jabs. God, he knows he needs more than that.
He's trying to fire the shots out there, but Seldon, with the defense, both gloves up on his face, has a good sense of where the punches are coming from, and he cuts them off.
Yeah, that's something we should not overlook, and we have mentioned it a couple times. Bruce Seldon has really been doing a good defensive job. And of course, the lack of power by Jones, which he himself acknowledges. He said, you know, when I asked him if he had Ray Mercer hurt. We asked him that at the weigh-in today, and he said no. Who answers honestly like that?
A rare honesty. You can almost give him a medal for that.
He said, I just didn't have the power. He said, I don't have the power against some of these big guys.
He's made Seldon take what's being offered, but Seldon has been picking up the pace end of last round and throughout this round, too.
It's a fairly disciplined performance by Bruce Seldon. Good shot in the inside by Jones. Round 4 action. We're approaching the midway point of this heavyweight battle. All those punches blocked by Seldon.
To his credit, he's not being wild on his shots.
No, Jones has not been able to counterpunch him when he does open up to throw punches. Right hand by Seldon. So round 4, much like the first 3, with Bruce Seldon pretty much controlling the action, though never really hurting Jerry Jones. And we will hear Carmen Graziano as we listen in on Bruce Seldon.
Just hit him every 10 you throw. Why you quit with the jab? Feint, jab, and combinations. You got to keep the jab in there. Okay? You missed that. You got to give him some more. As soon as you get off the wrist shots, drop down there and take them. 1, 2, 3, bam. But you got to keep your jab working. Try to tighten up, relax.
Seldon's big onslaught during that 4th round. The left hook to the head, driving Jones back, and he's coming in. But Jones has some pretty good defense, and watch how Jones turned with a lot of shots. He got caught with 2 or 3. It could have been worse than this, though.
Good defense there again by Jones.
Stay there, Bruce.
Round 5. It's scheduled for 8. That's Bruce Seldon. They touch gloves. I guess signifying the midway point of the fight or something. Don't usually see that. Bruce Seldon, the Atlantic City Express, 23-year-old who has made some waves here, but boy, how many heavyweights have done that and then reach a certain point and they just can't go on. Well, that certainly indicates that Seldon's got things well in hand, and his percentage in landing quite good.
And the defense very solid for him as well. And this fight has adopted a Jones type of a pace up until now.
Jones slipped a little there and then got nailed with a really good shot. And there's some blood, I think, coming out of the nose of Jerry Jones.
And Seldon is going for the knockout more now than he was before, but he's been doing it in spurts.
And he is feinting with his punches. Now he has Jerry Jones hurt. Now let's see if Jones can rally the way he did against Mercer. He's been rocked here by Seldon. Wild right by Bruce Seldon. One of the few he has thrown that way. He's been in control and has landed some really strong shots. Seldon almost hit on the break there and thought better of it.
And that right hand was wild because he didn't set it up with the jab. He hasn't set up a whole lot with the jab tonight. He's tried to use it as a scoring weapon, but hasn't really punched in combinations effectively.
It's probably the one thing they would look at. He's landed a good percentage of those jabs, but just not as many as you said. Now Jones back to righty, where personally I think he's a little bit more effective. Right hand missing by Jones. Boy, nothing on Jones' punches right now. Seldon, though, has stopped.
And the mouthpiece is open. He's showing you a little bit of fatigue. This is bordering on uncharted territory for him now.
Don't wait so long.
He did go into the 5th round against Hassan Shabazz. Knocked him out in the 5th. So if we get to the 6th, it will be new territory for Bruce Seldon. Blood from the nose of Jerry Jones. He's been raked over the coals here in this 5th round. Big left hand. pursuing. He's relentless. Lands another good right, and there's the left hook. Jerry Jones trying to hold. Seldon doing a good job of pushing him off. So a huge 5th round for Bruce Seldon, by far his best in the bout. Round 5 turns out to be the best round of the fight so far for Bruce Seldon. He's headed into territory, as Dave said, he has never been in before. See how he responds.
Down, and Seldon gets the shot in.
And that exacerbated the blood from the nose of Jerry Jones. We head into round 6. As we mentioned, Seldon has never seen this round, but he was very vehement with us this morning, saying, I am ready to go 8 rounds. I can do it.
That would be a good hurdle for him. Whether he knocks Jones out or not, sooner or later he's got to get some rounds in. That's a pretty good ratio there for Seldon.
He continues to land at well over a 50% clip.
And the best thing is his defense, too, keeping Jones in very small numbers with that.
Jones's percentage will be among the lowest I think we've had in the last year or so as far as landing for a guy that's thrown a lot of punches. Bob Canopio and Logan Hobson, their fingers were worked to the bone when they did that Chavez-Taylor fight a week or so ago. I'll tell you what, I saw those fingers flying over the keyboards of that fight. And speaking of counting, Dave, you've got Seldon pitching a shutout.
Way out in front, he's been effective with what's been given to him tonight. And even though the jab has not been the weapon of other fights, he's been doing well on the inside and catching some flush shots in.
We're in round 6. It is scheduled for 8. Our first bout of the evening. A little later on, as I mentioned, Bobby Ches, former light heavyweight champion, taking on Uriah Grant in a comeback bid after almost a year layoff from the ring.
One thing about Seldon, he has not gone as much to the body tonight as he could.
Yeah, and you would think he might against a fighter of this build. There's the good left hook. Shows what he can do to the body. Again, well, as soon as you said that, he's thrown 4 punches to the body. Does he have an IFB in his ear? Are you talking to him?
All right, break. Step back.
Mercanti is stepping in. It's been a pretty trouble-free bout for him. Seldon now moving a little bit. That Jerry Jones is probably saying, great. I get 30 seconds with no pressure. This is okay.
We'll see more jabs off this style if he stays up on his toes.
There's a southpaw. He throws the jab. Good right hand, and there goes Jones. From nowhere came an overhand right.
5, 6,
and Jones went
7,
down. He's up at 6.
8.
He did that from the southpaw stance.
Just seconds left to go, and look, it's Jerry Jones that comes out punching. I guess to prove that the fight shouldn't be stopped. Well, if round 5 was good, round 6 was even better for Bruce Seldon. Gets a knockdown, and we'll listen in to the corner of Jerry Jones.
You still letting me get away with murder, man? What you want to fight? Come on, you got some murder, Jerry. That's what I'm saying. He's getting away with murder.
And you see Seldon up on the balls of his feet, and this gives him better leverage. And watch him feint into this punch. Jones doesn't know which way to go, and Seldon turns into the wide open shot. He squared up and landed it. And
yeah, the feints of Seldon, Dave, have been important.
Setting it up with the movement going side to side, and that's what he was looking for when he got up on his toes.
They work on Jerry Jones in his corner. We'll listen in.
Okay? You got 2 more rounds. Come on.
Bruce Seldon more than ready for this 7th round. And true to his word, he's been very aggressive. As the fight has gone on, he's gotten more aggressive.
He was breathing heavily a couple rounds ago, but seems to have gotten his second wind, and hurting Jones certainly helps that.
We're in round 7. Jones with a good straight left hand. It's his best punch of the fight, maybe. And ironically, Jones got up for that knockdown, and he was the one attacking. And now he has a, well, what does that hold in wrestling, do you think?
Could be a sledgehammer hammerlock.
I like that. That's a good name for it. Here's your scoring, and that was a 2-point round for Seldon, right?
Yes.
Here's Seldon continuing the pressure, using the jab, switching from the righty to the lefty stance. It's been an interesting performance by him. Shown us a few wrinkles that, truthfully, I hadn't seen there before. Good left hook by Seldon.
I think his corner knows he's got to develop versatility, especially when he faces styles like Jones, who are taller and will not be as easy to jab against. He needs other weapons.
I think the most impressive aspect, too, of what Seldon has done here is that defense. Now, it's true Jones is not a giant puncher, but still he's picking off a lot of what he's throwing.
Well, it shows you the sense of timing he has, knowing when the punches are going to be launched. Jones's punches may not be heavy, but they haven't necessarily been slow.
Seldon, his hands are at his waist. Jones not throwing anything.
Almost looked like Seldon was daring Jones to throw something over the top.
Well, they put him in with Seldon in with Lorenzo Kennedy, who's gone the distance with not with Ray Mercer, who's gone the distance with Tommy Morrison, to show that perhaps Seldon was up to that young phenom. Now they put him in with Jerry Jones to see if he could do better than Ray Mercer did against him, and so far, I'd say he is doing a little better. What that means if they would ever meet, he and Mercer, I don't know, but right now in the comparison department, he's faring pretty well.
In comparison, a big part of a fighter's marketability. You want to be on a parity with the fighters who are going to be getting title shots down the road.
As we mentioned, Mercer had gone a full 8 with Jones, but it was very difficult for him at times during the fight. Though he did hurt Jones repeatedly, more probably than Seldon has hurt him, but also Ray Mercer took some shots. Round 7, it's scheduled for 8. We're just about through with 7. And Bruce Seldon continues to dominate this bout. We'll head into the 8th and final round and see if Jerry Jones can survive and if Seldon can remain strong.
Seldon again takes what's offered. The head is blocked, so he goes downstairs and digs to the body. Might have been his best body sequence of the fight right after that.
And we head into round 8. Bruce Seldon 10-0 in the white trunks, 23-year-old. They call him the Atlantic City Express. Jerry Jones, the 29-year-old from Baltimore, came in here with a 7-2 record. And so far, it has been Seldon's fight, and boy, this will bear us out in the last round, although Jones had a better round than he's had recently.
Seldon getting into higher volume and still keeping the percentage down by Jones.
Jerry Jones down, but that will be called a slip, not a knockdown. Although,
It's going to be the end of the fight anyway.
It's going to be ended. I thought maybe he was calling that a slip instead of a knockdown. It's over. Jerry Jones is through for the evening. Arthur McCanty says he's had enough, and Bruce Seldon went to the mat as if in, let's see. Oh, yeah.
Kind of a delayed reaction by Jones.
Good right hand.
And we talked earlier about how he couldn't keep his hands up anymore in the last couple rounds, and there Seldon made him pay for it.
And so, while he didn't go down directly from a punch right away, it was a delayed reaction. Bruce Seldon will do what Mercer couldn't do, and that is knock out Jerry Jones. And for him, he's got to be pleased, Dave, because it was a controlled effort which produced a knockout. Well, Michael Buffer has got the word for us. Let's go up to him.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Arthur Mercanti stops the bout at 42 seconds of the 8th round. The winner by TKO, still undefeated now, 11-0, 10 KOs, the Atlantic City Express, Bruce Seldon.
And so Bruce Seldon got the knockout that he so anxiously wanted. He sends Jerry Jones down and out, and he's still rolling. We'll be back with more.